Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're going to make a block called Coxey's Camp. I don't know. I didn't name it. It was in a book. So for that you're going to need, now my diagram's a little different here because I didn't have enough of this one, so I switched the colors. You're going to need your cornerstones. We'll call that A. You're going to need 4 that are 3 by 3. Your strips, you're going to need your 2 different colors. You're going to need 4 that are 7 3/4 by 1 3/4. The outside here, you're going to need, excuse me, 2 that are 4 1/2. And then our middle pieces there, again, mine are opposite, but you're going to need 2 of each that are 3 by 3. So I'm just going to lay this to the side now because I don't have space for everything. And we are going to, I've already sewn some of my strip sets and actually this whole bottom. But we're going to sew that. We're going to just lay it straight down there. We're going to sew the long side. I'm just going to pop a pin in it to hold it a little bit there. Maybe. And then these we're going to set out like this, and we're going to flip them and pin them. Again, these are 3 by 3. And we're going to head on over and sew them up. Alright. Wrong button. There we go. I'm actually going to sew these first because I can leave the other one in there. Sew this. And we're going to cut our 2 squares off. We'll iron them open. Going to iron them to the green. Cut them apart because I didn't sew them right to do it the other way. Alright, we're going to flip it around. You want a 4 patch. It's just a basic 4 patch. We're going to pin it there in the middle and one at the end. In the beginning. Let's go sew that up. All right. My pin got caught there. Sorry, I'm coming. I'm on my way. We're going to iron this open, and I believe I did it to the to the yellow. Not that it matters. They get sewn to solid blocks. And we're actually going to do that. I'm going to show you how I really sew with some of these. So we're just going to fold that over because this is how I would really sew it. I would pin it now. If I'm doing just one block. If I'm doing a bunch, I'll do all the steps of the one first. These are our cornerstones, and it goes to the middle of the, to the middle of the outside. So I'm just pinning it so it's ready to go. It's going to look just like this. But for now, we're going to use it as instead of a starter and an ender. We're just going to use the rest of our block. So there's the middle. We're going to lay that to the side. Now we're going to take these, and again, these are 4 1/2 inch squares. And we're going to cut them in half diagonally. So we're just going to lay this corner to corner. You can do them one at a time if you don't feel confident enough to do them both. All right, lay that to the side. Now we're going to bring this back over. And this is pretty easy to line up because I just have to line it up, the point, with my seam line there. So I'm just going to pin this in the middle and the beginning and end because I want it to stay straight. Flip it around and we're going to do the same with the other side of that. Now you can flip it up and you can make sure it's lined up with your seam line there. I'm just going to pin that one. And at the beginning. And then we're going to head over and sew this one side, and then we're going to do these alternating it. I've already done the others. I could have used those strips in between this, but I already did them, so I guess I can't now. We're going to cut that off. I do like to take the pins out here so I don't snag myself. So I'm just going to take the pins out of the side that was already sewn. Obviously, I don't want to take it out of the side that's not. Oh, sorry, hit the camera there again. We're going to do the other side of this. Excuse me, we're just going to leave that on there for now because we don't need it. Well, we need it, but not right this second. So we're going to take these pins out. We're going to iron these open. Now we're going to do the other side. Again, we're going to line up our edge and make sure your point is right on the seam line. Flip it around and we're going to do the same thing again. Alright, let's go sew these down and then we'll trim it. Other side. All right. Let's go iron them open. All of them now. We'll do this one first because it's simple. Now we'll do this one. So now we have to trim it. Okay, so I'm new to EQ8. I've been using it for a while, but I don't use it often. So what I found is sometimes the measurements they give me are not what I really need. So these strips, it says 7 3/4, and it says 2 7/8 for the outer squares, but those are 3, which I already told you, but these are going to be 7.5 inch strips. So I will change that in the description. I'll put the proper sizes for what I'm doing, and I already fixed my ones that I added that to, but what that means is I have to cut these down to 7.5, which I was confused already by the first thing, but now it makes more sense because I knew these squares had to be 3 inches. So we're just going to trim those down. And now we're going to trim this to 7.5. And to do that, this is a 7.5 inch ruler, square, ruler, whatever. I'm just going to put the middle right on the middle. And then my diagonal line matches up perfectly. And then I am just going to trim off. I can't do that, so we're just going to spin it. I could get my spinning mat, I guess, but I didn't. So now I can do all that again, and these 2 edges should be lined up perfectly. And we're going to cut that off. Oh, yeah. So now we have a 7.5 inch middle piece. All right, now we are going to move right along. So these go, the gray goes on the outside, so it's going to go like that, and that, and these 2 are going to go like this. So obviously these are done, so I'm going to roll this over. I'm going to pin it from the back. I do want to try to line up that, or line up and sew right over that point. So I'm going to pin it. I'm trying to learn how to write the patterns. I know a lot of you ask for them written out, but honestly, I don't know how to do it. Like, I know how to write. I'm not an idiot. But I don't know how to, I guess, the computer part to make it pretty. But I'm going to try to learn this year. It's one of my goals. I don't really set resolutions, but I do set goals because goals are important. I'm going to pin in all the spots. And then we're going to go sew both sides of this. If you know anything about writing patterns, reach out to me. I would love to learn. Well, reach out to me if you're willing to help me learn. I guess if you just want to say, hey, I know how, I'm good. You don't have to tell me that. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera. I'm working. I don't know, guys. It's not a good spot. I wanted to learn last year, but things happened with my hand and my son's knee, and it just didn't work out for me. So let's see, I ironed these to the outside. That's going to put a lot of bulk. Let's change this. So we're going to have ironed the top to the strips. Actually, we're going to have ironed it all to the strips then. Point's pretty good. It's not great, but you know who's going to know? It doesn't matter because they can know whatever they want. If they judge, they judge. All right, now we just have to do the last part. I was worried about changing these, but I kind of like it. So we're going to fold this over. I'm going to flip it, and we're going to pin these seams first. Well, I'm going to start with that seam and then, which is odd because I usually start with that one. Feels weird. On the end. And then one in the middle. That's a little over, so I'm not sure how it'll work for me. Then we're going to make sure the yellow's there. Fold it down. I'm going to pin. And the end. It's a little over. My measurement might have been a little off. But it's okay. I'll just trim it. My hands don't do what they used to do, sorry. Alright, let's head over and sew that up. Definitely over a little bit there. See, here's where I've yeah, I lost my point there, but I expected to. I didn't have it trimmed well enough, I guess. So we're going to iron it to the outside. And this didn't line up. Again, whatever. There it is. I will trim a little bit of that off, but there it is, ready for my quilt. Again, it is called Coxey's Camp. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you make it and love it, and I will see y'all next time. Have a great day.